Across our vast and varied planet, certain places defy human settlement, yet pique our curiosity. Removed from regular life, they remain enveloped in a shroud of mystique, remaining elusive to the everyday traveler. Let's embark on a virtual journey to these remote corners of the world, starting with the most isolated inhabited island, Tristan da Cunha. Number 1. Tristan da Cunha, South Atlantic Ocean. Situated more than 2,400 kilometers from its nearest inhabited neighbor, St. Helena, Tristan da Cunha in the South Atlantic Ocean holds the title for the most remote inhabited island on Earth. The island is further 2,816 kilometers away from South Africa, the nearest mainland. A British overseas territory, Tristan da Cunha is a small island group with the main island having a diminutive area of 98 square kilometers. The island's population of around 250 residents mostly reside in the settlement quaintly named Edinburgh of the Seven Seas, often regarded as the most remote permanent settlement globally. The island is a treasure trove for biologists, hosting species like the northern rockhopper penguin and Tristan albatross, among others. The surrounding waters are a designated marine protection zone, teeming with seals, whales, and diverse fish species. Living on Tristan da Cunha means a life away from the conveniences of the modern world. There's one school, a hospital, a post office, a museum, and a cafe, but no restaurants, hotels, or airports. The island experiences frequent bouts of severe weather which can further isolate it for extended periods. The island community exhibits a unique blend of autonomy and interdependence. They manage their local governance, while the UK looks after its defense and international relations. Tristan da Cunha embodies the human spirit's tenacity and adaptability in the face of challenging geographic and climatic conditions. Visiting Tristan da Cunha isn't straightforward. It requires a police check, medical clearance, and a very long boat ride. There's a reason it's known as the most isolated inhabited place on Earth. Yet it's this very isolation and uniqueness that continues to captivate the imaginations of intrepid explorers and curious minds alike. Number 2. Itokortormiit, Greenland. When it comes to isolated places, Greenland, being the world's largest non-continental island, has its fair share. Of these, Itokortormiit holds a special place. Nestled in the remote eastern edge of Greenland, this settlement is home to approximately 450 residents. Life in Itokortormiit revolves around traditional subsistence hunting. The locals primarily rely on hunting musk oxen, seals, whales, and polar bears for both food and fur. The cold waters surrounding the town are also rich fishing grounds, providing an essential source of food. Despite the challenging conditions, Itokortormiit has basic amenities, including a school, a church, a post office, a small hospital, and even a guest house for the occasional adventurous tourist. Access to the town is limited to helicopters and boats, and only when the weather permits. The community experiences a profound connection to nature and an enduring sense of solitude that is hard to find anywhere else on the planet. Number 3. Kerguelen Islands, Southern Indian Ocean. The Kerguelen Islands, also known as the Desolation Islands, are a group of islands in the southern Indian Ocean. They are one of the most isolated places on Earth, located over 3,300 kilometers away from the nearest populated location, Madagascar, and even farther from the island of Mauritius, to which they politically belong. These islands are uninhabited, save for a small number of French scientists, engineers, and researchers who rotate in and out on stints that can last anywhere from a few months to over a year. The only way to reach the Kerguelen Islands is by a ship that departs just 4 times a year from Reunion Island, a journey that takes approximately 28 days. Despite the inhospitable conditions, the Kerguelen Islands harbor a unique biodiversity. They serve as breeding grounds for various seabirds, including the albatross, and are home to a large colony of elephant seals and king penguins. The Kerguelen Islands, with their stark landscapes and severe isolation, offer a fascinating glimpse into an extreme environment. The remoteness and wild, untouched nature of these islands provide a rare opportunity to study ecosystems and weather patterns unaffected by human activities, giving them a unique scientific value. Number 4. Pitcairn Island, South Pacific Ocean. The South Pacific Ocean holds a host of isolated islands, and Pitcairn Island stands out among them. A British overseas territory, it is the least populous national jurisdiction in the world, housing a tiny population of fewer than 50 inhabitants, all descended from the mutineers of the HMS Bounty and their Tahitian companions. The island boasts a subtropical climate and fertile soil, making it ideal for the locals to grow a variety of fruits and vegetables, including papaya, bananas, and sweet potatoes. The island's isolation means that much of its original flora and fauna remain undisturbed, with numerous endemic species that make it a site of particular scientific interest. However, this isolation has its drawbacks. The island's tiny population has led to difficulties maintaining a stable economy and social structure. Access to health care is limited, and supply ships from New Zealand visit only 4 times a year. Yet the people of Pitcairn persevere. They've adapted to their unique situation, leveraging the internet for education and trade. The island's unique honey and intricate handcrafted curios are sold worldwide. Tourism is also a significant source of income, with adventurous travelers lured by the island's history and natural beauty. Number 5. Motuo County, Tibet. Tucked away in the southeastern corner of Tibet, Motuo County, or Maitok, is one of the most secluded places on the planet. Enclosed by the Himalayas, getting to Motuo is a challenging endeavor as the region is devoid of any roads due to its rough topography and the presence of the mighty Yarlung Tsangpo River. Motuo, translated as Hidden Lotus in Tibetan, is a haven of biodiversity. Its dense forests, deep gorges, and towering snow-capped peaks harbor a wealth of unique plant and animal species. The region is also renowned for its peaches, which are said to be the sweetest in all of Tibet. Until 2013, reaching Motuo required a strenuous journey involving a trek over the frozen river in winter or a perilous suspension bridge during other seasons. However, with the construction of a highway in recent years, accessibility has improved. Yet, the region remains a remote place due to its geographic challenges and the commitment to protect its unique environment. Visitors to Motuo often speak of the humbling power of nature and the serenity of life unencumbered by the trappings of modern civilization. Yet the region is also a testament to how life adapts in the most challenging conditions, where humans and nature coexist in an untouched corner of the world. Number 6. Oymyakon, Russia. As we traverse the globe, we come to a place where the climate sets it apart from all others, Oymyakon, Russia. Recognized as one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, the small town is located in the Yakutia region of Russia, a place synonymous with severe Siberian winters. Despite the frigid temperatures, life continues. Locals have developed unique adaptations to survive the extreme cold. Cars are left running all day to prevent the engines from freezing, and indoor plumbing is a rarity as pipes cannot survive the frozen temperatures. The cold, however, doesn't deter local hunters and fishers, who provide vital food resources. The inhabitants of Oymyakon are mostly of Yakut descent, and they maintain their traditional lifestyle, raising reindeer and horses, and practicing ice fishing. For children in Oymyakon, schools only close if temperatures drop below -52 degrees Celsius. Though isolated and exceptionally cold, Oymyakon attracts adventurers and tourists curious to experience life in such an extreme climate. Visitors are treated to a unique landscape that's incredibly beautiful in its frozen desolation, and a community that epitomizes human resilience and adaptability. Number 7. McMurdo Station, Antarctica. As far as remote locations go, Antarctica is the final frontier, and McMurdo Station is its largest outpost. Located on Ross Island near the mainland, McMurdo is the primary logistics facility for resupplying field science expeditions in Antarctica and serves as a hub of scientific research. The station's population fluctuates with the season. During the summer months, it can host over 1,000 scientists, researchers, and support staff. However, in the harsh winter months, only a skeleton crew of around 150 remains. Despite its harsh environment and isolation, McMurdo is well-equipped. It features dormitory-style housing, a dining hall, lounges, a gym, and even a chapel. To access McMurdo, you must travel either by military transport aircraft from New Zealand or by icebreaker ship. McMurdo Station is central to many groundbreaking scientific studies. Researchers study everything from the marine life beneath the ice to the movement of the Antarctic glaciers, and even the stars above the South Pole. The unique conditions make it an ideal place for astronomers, geologists, and biologists. Yet life in McMurdo is not just about work. Inhabitants find ways to foster a sense of community and fun, with activities such as film festivals, game nights, and even an annual ice stock music festival. It is a testament to the human spirit, a beacon of life and endeavor in the frozen wilderness of Antarctica. Living and working in one of the world's most extreme environments, the people at McMurdo Station embody resilience and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Number 8. La Rinconada, Peru. Perched at an altitude of over 5,100 meters above sea level in the Peruvian Andes, La Rinconada is considered the highest permanent human settlement in the world. The journey to reach this remote mining town is arduous, involving winding mountain roads and pathways susceptible to avalanches and landslides. La Rinconada's primary industry is gold mining. The town's population, which has swelled to over 30,000 in recent years, is primarily drawn by the allure of the precious metal. However, the working conditions in the mines are incredibly harsh, and the pay system, often based on the chance of finding gold on a random day, can be unreliable. Living conditions in La Rinconada are challenging due to its remote and high-altitude location. The town lacks basic amenities such as running water and a proper sewage system. Oxygen levels are significantly lower at such a high altitude, making physical labor even more strenuous and leading to health issues like altitude sickness. Despite these hardships, the residents of La Rinconada exhibit a strong sense of community and resilience. They've adapted to the inhospitable conditions and harsh climate, crafting colorful buildings that brighten the mountainous landscape. Number 9. Villa Las Estrellas, Antarctica. Located on King George Island, Villa Las Estrellas, Town of the Stars, is one of only 2 civilian settlements in Antarctica. This Chilean village, established in 1984, serves as a logistics hub for scientific research and military operations. Villa Las Estrellas is home to around 100 residents in the summer, but this number drops to as low as 15 during the harsh winter months. The settlement has a handful of houses, a school, a post office, a gymnasium, and a small hospital, which are interconnected by roads marked with stones to aid navigation during heavy snowfall. The climate here is subpolar, with summer temperatures hovering around 2 degrees Celsius and winter temperatures frequently falling below -20 degrees Celsius. The remote location and extreme weather conditions pose numerous challenges. Still, the inhabitants, a mix of military personnel and their families, as well as scientists, manage to carve out a semblance of regular life. The community organizes various social events, including sports tournaments and movie nights, to maintain morale during the isolation of the long, dark winter. A 2-year minimum stay is generally required for residents, ensuring that only those prepared for the challenges of Antarctic life reside here. Visiting Villa Las Estrellas isn't easy. It requires a military flight from southern Chile or a several-day-long journey by ship. Despite these hurdles, the settlement has begun attracting adventurous tourists interested in experiencing life on the last continent. Villa Las Estrellas represents an extraordinary example of human adaptability, demonstrating how even in the harshest and most isolated environments, communities can and do thrive. Number 10. Barrow, Utqiagvik, Alaska. As we venture further into the realm of isolation, we find ourselves in the farthest north of the United States, in Utqiagvik, Alaska, also known as Barrow. This remote town, home to around 4,000 residents, holds the distinction of being the northernmost city in the United States. Utqiagvik is located within the Arctic Circle, more than 500 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, and over 1,300 kilometers away from the largest city, Anchorage. The town is accessible only by plane or sea, with roads leading out of the city, but none connecting it to the rest of Alaska. One of the defining characteristics of life in Utqiagvik is the polar night when the sun sets in November and doesn't rise again for about 60 days. Conversely, during summer, the town experiences polar day or midnight sun when the sun doesn't set for about 80 days. These extreme light conditions profoundly influence the residents' daily rhythms and lifestyles. The majority of Utqiagvik's inhabitants are of Inupiaq Eskimo descent, and many still practice traditional hunting and whaling activities to supplement their diet and income. This connection to heritage is a fundamental part of life in Utqiagvik, and community events like Nalukatak, the Spring Whaling Festival, remain important cultural touchstones. Living conditions in Utqiagvik are impacted by the Arctic climate. The city experiences frigid temperatures, high winds, and heavy snowfall. Despite the harsh conditions, the town has basic amenities, including schools, stores, a hospital, and even a college, Ilisagvik College, the only tribal college in Alaska. Utqiagvik, with its stark landscapes and challenging conditions, offers a striking example of life on the edge of the world. It is a testament to the adaptability of its people and their strong connection to their ancestral land and traditions. It also underscores the critical importance of these unique communities in our understanding of climate change and its impacts on the Arctic. Number 11. Changtang, Tibet. Our journey of remote destinations leads us to the roof of the world, the Tibetan Plateau, and its most remote and desolate region, Changtang. Stretching across the northern plains of the plateau and extending into the western regions of China, Changtang is a high-altitude desert, a cold and arid expanse where life clings tenaciously amidst the challenging conditions. The average altitude in Changtang exceeds 4,500 meters, making it one of the highest inhabited regions in the world. This vast and isolated area is primarily comprised of treeless plains, mountain ranges, and large saltwater and freshwater lakes. The extreme cold, lack of oxygen, and strong winds create a brutal environment that seems inimical to life. But against these odds, Changtang harbors a unique and vibrant ecosystem. Changtang is home to a variety of rare and endangered wildlife species, including the snow leopard, Tibetan antelope, and wild yak. The expansive high-altitude lakes of Changtang, such as Lake Namtso and Lake Manasarovar, serve as crucial breeding grounds for migratory bird species, including the black-necked crane and bar-headed goose. The human inhabitants of this inhospitable region are the Changpa, a semi-nomadic Tibetan ethnic group. The Changpa have, over centuries, adapted to the harsh environment and developed a way of life inextricably linked to the land and its limited resources. They primarily raise livestock such as yaks, sheep, and the famous Changra goats, whose wool is used to produce the luxurious and warm pashmina shawls. Living conditions in Changtang are challenging given the lack of infrastructure and accessibility. The extreme weather conditions mean that houses, primarily made of stones and mud, must be built to withstand freezing temperatures. Despite these hardships, the Changpa have established a sustainable lifestyle in harmony with their environment, anchored in their Buddhist beliefs and respect for nature. Changtang embodies the spirit of human resilience and adaptability, offering a glimpse into a way of life shaped by the rhythms of nature and a profound respect for the land. It is a testament to the ability of life to persist in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, and it stands as a stark reminder of the urgent need to protect these isolated and fragile ecosystems. Number 12. Socotra Island, Yemen. Our exploration of the world's most isolated places brings us to a remote island known as the Jewel of Arabia, or the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. Socotra Island, part of an archipelago in Yemen, is one of the most isolated landforms on Earth of continental origin. Situated in the Arabian Sea about 240 miles east of Somalia and 380 miles south of Yemen, Socotra is unique for its extreme isolation and striking biodiversity. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to a rich variety of plant and animal species, many of which cannot be found anywhere else on the planet. The most iconic of Socotra's unique flora is the dragon's blood tree, with its peculiar umbrella-shaped canopy and crimson resin. Other endemic species include the cucumber tree and a variety of rare birds like the Socotra starling and Socotra sunbird. The island's biodiversity extends to its marine life, with vibrant coral reefs surrounding its shores. The human population of Socotra, numbering around 60,000, is primarily composed of indigenous Socotri people. They have developed a unique culture and language, shaped by their isolated environment. Traditional livelihoods on the island include fishing, animal husbandry, and the cultivation of dates. However, Socotra's isolation and unique biodiversity are under threat. The ongoing civil war in Yemen has led to a growing military presence on the island, raising concerns about the potential impact on Socotra's people and its fragile ecosystem. Additionally, climate change and the rising interest in tourism pose significant challenges to preserving Socotra's unique environment and traditional way of life. Socotra Island, with its incredible biodiversity and unique culture, offers a fascinating insight into how isolation can foster the development of unique species and human cultures. The island represents a delicate balance between humans and nature, a balance that will need careful preservation in the face of growing external threats. Socotra stands as a reminder of our planet's incredible diversity and the importance of safeguarding these isolated and fragile environments for future generations. Number 13. Supai, Arizona. The Grand Canyon, one of the world's most famous natural landmarks, is renowned for its breathtaking vistas and immense scale. But within its depths lies a place that holds the title of the most remote community in the contiguous United States, Supai, Arizona. Supai is the capital of the Havasupai Indian Reservation, nestled within Havasu Canyon, a branch of the Grand Canyon. The village, home to the Havasupai tribe, is situated 8 miles from the nearest road, making it the only place in the U.S. where mail is still delivered by mule. Approximately 200 people live in Supai, leading a life steeped in tradition and closely tied to the land. The Havasupai tribe, whose name means "people of the blue-green waters," has called the Grand Canyon home for centuries. They rely on tourism, agriculture, and livestock rearing for their livelihood. The village's isolation adds to the challenges of everyday life. Basic supplies and mail must be brought in via pack mules, by helicopter, or on foot. The village has a small grocery store, a cafe, a school, and a clinic, but no banks or a gas station. There's limited internet and cell phone service, keeping the community relatively detached from the modern digital world. Living in Supai offers a unique connection with nature and a slower pace of life, but it's not without its challenges. Flooding, a natural consequence of canyon life, has forced evacuations in the past. In addition, the tribe has grappled with issues like limited education opportunities and healthcare access. Supai stands as a testament to the power of adaptability and the human capacity to carve out a living in even the most isolated and challenging environments. Its unique location, rich cultural heritage, and the breathtaking natural beauty that surrounds it make it a truly remarkable place. Yet it also highlights the challenges faced by many indigenous communities across the world, raising important questions about resource access, cultural preservation, and autonomy in the modern world. Supai is more than just a remote village. It's a living, breathing symbol of survival and resilience in the face of adversity. Number 14. Amundsen Scott South Pole Station, Antarctica. As we venture further into the remote corners of the Earth, our journey brings us to the ultimate realm of isolation, the southernmost point on the globe, the South Pole. Here we find the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station, a scientific research facility operated by the United States. Located at the geographic South Pole, the Amundsen Scott Station sits atop the Antarctic ice sheet, the largest single mass of ice on Earth. The station is named in honor of Roald Amundsen and Robert F. Scott, the Norwegian and British explorers who led the first expeditions to reach the South Pole in the early 20th century. Living and working at the Amundsen Scott Station is a truly unique experience. It's home to a small group of scientists and support personnel, with numbers varying from around 150 in the summer to as few as 40 during the long, harsh winter months. These individuals are effectively cut off from the world during the winter, when flights in and out of the station are impossible due to extreme weather conditions. Life at the South Pole presents numerous challenges. Temperatures can plummet to below -70 degrees Celsius, and the station is located at an effective altitude of over 3,000 meters due to the thickness of the ice sheet, which can cause altitude sickness in some people. Additionally, there's the psychological challenge of living in isolation for extended periods, often in 24 hours of darkness during the winter months. Yet, amidst these harsh conditions, the Amundsen Scott Station is a hub of scientific research. The unique location and environmental conditions provide unprecedented opportunities to study various scientific domains. It's a key site for glaciology research, with ice cores providing crucial insights into Earth's climate history. The station also hosts the South Pole Telescope, a major tool for observing cosmic microwave background radiation, providing astronomers a glimpse into the early universe. Yet the station's existence also highlights the vulnerability of Antarctica's unique environment. As climate change accelerates, the South Pole and its surrounding ice are being closely monitored for signs of change. The lessons learned here have far-reaching implications, not just for those few who call the station home, but for all of humanity. The Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station is truly a beacon of human resilience and ingenuity in the heart of Antarctica's icy wilderness. Number 15. Alert, Nunavut, Canada. As we traverse the extremes of isolation on Earth, we arrive at the northernmost permanently inhabited place on the globe, Alert, Nunavut, Canada. Situated just 817 kilometers from the North Pole, Alert is aptly named after HMS Alert, a British ship that wintered nearby in 1875 to 76. This small settlement, home to a variable population, is primarily a military and scientific outpost. The Canadian Armed Forces, Environment and Climate Change. Canada and other departments and agencies operate year-round in Alert. Life in Alert is dictated by the Arctic's harsh climate. Winters are long and brutal, with temperatures frequently falling below -40 degrees Celsius and continuous darkness lasting for several months. Summers are brief, offering a respite from the cold, with 24-hour daylight due to the region's axial tilt. However, even during these periods, temperatures rarely rise above freezing. Yet, despite its remote location and harsh conditions, Alert serves as a critical hub for a range of activities. The military uses the location for signals intelligence gathering and maintaining Arctic sovereignty. The outpost is also crucial for a range of scientific research, particularly in the areas of meteorology and atmospheric sciences. Alert's extreme northerly location makes it a valuable location for studying climate change, Arctic ice patterns, and upper atmospheric phenomena like auroras. Despite its crucial role, living in Alert is challenging. The facilities are modern, including housing, a cafeteria, a gym, and even a small souvenir shop. But the isolation and harsh conditions can take a toll. Residents work on rotation, typically for a few months at a time, to manage the strain of the extreme environment. Supplies are delivered by air, but weather conditions often make flights challenging. In a time when the remote corners of our world are rapidly changing, and no place on Earth is truly isolated from the impacts of global events, Alert stands as a symbol of resilience in the face of extreme conditions. It also serves as a vital reminder of the importance of understanding and protecting these farthest reaches of our planet, where the impacts of human activity are felt most acutely, and where the need for scientific understanding and global cooperation is most urgent.